Welcome back to Corpse Party. What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. The Chapter 5 What If Scenarios. There are a lot of them. You're not reading that title wrong. I actually had to split this up into 3 pieces just because they are so long and there are so many of them. The first thing we're going to look at is actually the alternate choices. Now, the interesting thing about the alternate choices for Chapter 5 is one of the bad endings actually shows you the alternate scene of what happens if you do the alternate choice. So I'll be saving those later. So let's start all, bright and cheery. Let's get the funny one out of the way. This is hilarious.
お前一人残してて何かが急に襲ってきたらどうするんだ。お前のパンツなんかいつも見てるんだから平気だって。
今日は嫌なの。
仕方ないな。じゃあ上で声をかけたら。
Probably for the better, Satoshi.
お前もすぐに登ってくるんだぞ。
Fun fact, that's actually the first time I had seen that particular scene when I recorded this, and basically I don't talk while recording this, and all you can see are just giant laugh spikes from the muted audio. I just thought that was really funny. The other alternate choice is a lot farther, right near the end, and I loved everybody's reaction when we found out we were going inside a deep, dark incinerator. You know, close the door, start the flames. Yeah, very easily killed in a giant incinerator. But nothing actually happens. Or does it? I also mentioned this game is brilliant on the way it chooses which particular aspects of horror it wants to pick on, especially for its viewers and players, because this is probably the best sense of claustrophobia you are going to get from this game. And it does a very good job, detail-wise, in showing off claustrophobia. So, good job, Corpse Party. Another gold star for you. You're getting tons of gold stars just because you're such a good horror game. Now, as for this alternate scene, I probably should have done this the first time, but really, I was feeling fearless the first time. And Sachiko's in here now. Awesome. And I just noticed, she asked please. So here we go, the biggest choice of all. Do you keep going? Well, I've already done that. So what happens if we turn around and run?
戻ろう。嫌な予感がする。
そうだな。戻れるか？ゆっくりでいいぞ。やっぱりここが怪しいよな。行くしかねえか。
怖いけど、あなたが行くなら、私も行く。
やっぱこの先何かあるな。行くぞ。
来ないで。来るな。だから来ないでって言ったのに。
Now this one isn't an alternate choice, but I just wanted to show this off because it makes a whole lot more sense now than when you're first playing the game. I mean, you can eventually piece it together, but by that time you'll forget. Naomi talks to Taguchi, and he's absolutely frightened of her. And based on what Naomi did in that part of the story, we now know why. I thought it was a very nice gesture. Now, we are getting into the bad endings. These get complicated. And I love how if you just fast forward through all the text, all the voice clips kind of mash together. That's kind of funny. Now, the way the bad endings are going to work is I'm going to show you just the regular scene And what you have to do as far to get the bad ending, you will see that on screen. Most of them, in fact the ones you're going to see in this video, have you doing exactly what I showed you throughout the game, but doing one thing differently. Now there will be, I think at least one more that we'll be doing in a different video that you just have to do one thing differently. But these ones are the easiest to get. These are the ones where you think, oh, what if I did that? This is what's going to happen. So basically what you're going to see on screen are directions on the main points of the story that you need to hit. Like, for example, this one you need to make sure Yuka gets away from Kizami. You need to read all of Naho and Kibiki's notes. You need to make sure you get the Black Cat plushie. You need to make sure you get all of those things that'll help you advance the story. And then, at the bottom of the list, you'll see the one thing you have to do differently. It's kind of interesting how many things can go wrong if you just do one thing differently. This one, what happens if you actually let the bell toll all 7 times? What happens if you don't make it out in time? Now, interesting thing about this one is there are 2 ways to get it. The regular way I'm going to show you right now, and I've gotten this way too many times just because I always forget where to go. And what's cool here is they actually put an invisible wall here so you can't actually go to where Naomi was. That would have been an interesting, like a bonus scene. But yes, the 7 tolls is one way to get this bad ending. Another way is actually chanting Sachiko's name too many times during purification. I thought that was pretty cool. You just do the, if you accidentally slip and pressing the X button, you doom everyone. And right there, I was just making sure to see if we couldn't get that glitch name tag, and sadly we can't. So, I have collected all the name tags, save for one. That's so sad. I actually love the music that's going on right here. Also, I don't know why I didn't show this off before, but there's a shortcut. If you just go up here, you don't have to go all the way up and around. You could just cut through the middle. I don't know why I didn't think of that in the first place. Maybe I thought it was easier just to fall down the trapdoor. But yeah, you could just skip right through it. And I noticed the game is very picky on time when it comes to this because I was goofing off just a little bit and we're already on the 4th toll. These are the types of endings where they seem very obvious, and probably a lot of you viewers were going, well, what happens if you do this? Well, these are those types of endings, and I just wanted to show. I actually thought the entire column was going to open, but no, it's just that one piece. These endings, they just seem so simple. Like, you're thinking about it going, well, obviously, this is the one thing I didn't do, and that's how the game was actually designed, was the further along in the story you are, the more bad endings you can get, because there are so many other choices that you can do. And that's how the designers wanted it done, is so you feel bad for your mistakes, and you go back and redo everything. And yeah, beginner's trap. I can't even read the sign, that's so unfair. But here we go, we're about to hit the 7th toll. What happens if you do not escape Heavenly Host on time? Well, it's kind of interesting, actually. Uh-oh.
下校の時刻を過ぎています。まだ残っている生徒はもう帰れません。
真っ暗だ。
間に合わなかったの？そんな。皆さん。ゆきちゃん。天神小学校へようこそ。
For whom does the bell toll? It tolls for thee. You are trapped in Heavenly Host forever if you miss getting out by the 7th bell toll, or chanting Sachiko's name one too many times, or not enough times. Now this other one, this is brutally easy to figure out. You have 4 objects. You only need to use 2 of them. So what happens if you give her the wrong things? Sachiko, you didn't want this disgusting tongue back. Nah, you wanted to read a notebook from one of the many victims in Heavenly Host. This one is just it's so painfully obvious. And this is also another one where you do everything correctly up until this point, and then you do the one thing wrong. So clearly, we are going to give her the things that she does not want. Black Cat plushie? Pfft, you're too old for toys. How about a sin tape? Yeah, you want that. Oh dear. I think we screwed it up, guys. I don't know.
どうなったんだ？なんか、おかしくねえか？まさか、失敗？篠崎！え？マスキ！
Just giving her the wrong things makes Sachiko... She basically mind crushes everybody because everybody kind of went nuts, and it's implied that Ayumi stabbed Satoshi with a pair of scissors in the Sachiko fashion. This one, you're gonna see a bunch of mixed up endings just because I want to save certain ones for certain points. If you try to go up here to go into the science lab before reading all the notes, it actually doesn't activate. I thought we could actually, skip having to read all the notes again, but unfortunately, the blood splatter is the thing that causes the science room to open. So you actually have to go back and read all the notes. So what you're going to see on the list here, and really the list shouldn't be updated because the one thing you're doing differently is another obvious thing. So after you read the first 3 of Naho's notes and Kibiki's note, you get to come over here and finally the science door opens after checking the blood splatter. And I bet you can't guess what we're going to do in here. Hint, hint.
なんだこれ。人の形してっけど、まさか。
やめて。
布、めくってみる。
やめてって。
下から覗くだけだって。あいつらの誰かでないって安心したいだろ。何？脅かしやがる。どこにでもある人体模型だよ。悪い、調子乗った。
お願いだから意味なく脅かしたりは絶対やめて。
おう。
You fool, I told you not to check the anatomical model. Well, I guess it didn't really do anything. By the way, I want to pose a question for you before we move on. Did you notice that Kizumi's name tag was outside the science lab? Last time we saw him, Yoshikazu, the principal's son, had killed him. But what actually happened? Uh-oh.
おい。あれ、あの人体模型、さっきあんなとこに立ってたか。なんだよ。
やめてって。やめてって。出るのに。なんでそうやって怖がらせるの？私いじめて楽しいの？
いや、そうじゃねって篠崎。マジで。
知らない。もう嫌い。
篠崎。こいつ篠崎の首を掴もうとしやがった。逃げろ！捕まったら殺されるぞ！
And the door locks. Great. So now we're on the run from the anatomical model, and then out of nowhere, Yoshikazu's in the room. Yeah, you have to escape both of these guys. So, yeah, it's pretty simple on how to get the bad ending, but what happens if you come all the way here to the corner and actually grab the key? There is a way out. If you accidentally check the anatomical model, there is a way out. And here we go. Awesome, we escaped. And changed characters. And that's it. Well, that was kind of silly. So let's do it the right way. And as I mentioned before, Kizami, whatever happened to him? Well, he became the anatomical model. I actually had to do some research on this to figure out where he actually ended up, because we just saw him get hit with something. But Yoshikazu turned him into the anatomical model, and that's gross.
離せこら！てめえ！篠崎！この！くそ！どけよてめえ！篠崎、心配するな。助けてやるから。あなたが死んじゃうじゃない！血がいっぱい出てる。院長命令よ。もうやめて！せえ！ごちゃごちゃ言うな！サトシじゃない。お前は、俺が守るんだ！くそ。さすがにこのままじゃ、俺がくたばっちまうな。何か、ないか！これだ！くらえ！きゃ！篠崎。よかったな、無事で。バカ！嫌い！元気な泣き声だな。その調子なら大丈夫だな。死なないで！絶対死なないで！わかったよ。篠崎、泣くな。笑ってくれ。笑ってるお前の顔が一番好きなんだよ、俺。
Aww.
塩崎！逃げろ！逃げろ！
Fun fact about that death, in the original version of Blood Covered for the PC, the roles were actually switched. Yoshiki was the one that actually got away while Ayumi died when confronted with Yoshikazu and Kizumi. But I guess Ayumi's died enough, so let's give the Burning Death to Yoshiki. Now, after doing everything completely correct, all up until this point, let's go find Naomi for the last bad ending I'm going to show you in this video. And this one's legitimately terrifying.
ナオミどこだ中島
暗がりが多い
な。どうした
な。あそこ、人がいるよ。
本当だ。ナオミか。ナオミナオミか。
お姉ちゃん中島さん。
ナオミだ。たく、心配させるなよ。ナオミ
Ugh, I've got goosebumps. My hair is standing on end. Ugh, that ending is so short and sweet, but it's so good. So that's what happens when somebody submits to the darkening. In the next episode, we're going to look at the longest bad ending ever.